Oh, it sounds so good. Hi guys, it's your friendly desert cul-de-sac Sarah here.
Times 2.
Today we're going to be reviewing this 2019 Lexus RCF in the color Flare Yellow, which I so happen to be matching today. We're going to do a lap around Tucson, Arizona and try to hit some great driving roads to enjoy this RCF on and to conduct a proper review and see how many beans this bad chicken has.
Let's get touring.
How does a chicken have beans? How does a chicken even relate to beans? Wouldn't it be eggs?
Ooh, that sounds good right now. I'm hungry.
Where are we going with this? Okay, let's just do the review. So real quick, we're gonna go over what we like, we don't like, and what is me on the interior of the RCF. Go.
Oh my gosh, you put me on the spot. No. So what I like is that the infotainment screen does not protrude from the dash like other vehicles. What I thought was really cool was that this is touch up here for the lights.
It's like Braille.
And what I didn't like was that around the car you have a lot going on as far as different surfaces, and I feel like it is kind of distracting to the eye.
My pro for this car definitely hands down has to be the seats, especially the fact that they're air conditioned. It is making my butt go numb right now because it's so cold. But they're also a nice balance between a performance seat that bolsters well and is super comfortable. Like I feel like you go on a 3-hour road trip and not get sore sitting in the seat. What I don't like about this is the fact that it's still using a floor mounted parking brake, like a little push down pedal. I don't understand why a car this tech heavy would have something so primitive. What I found weird is the lack of a launch control feature in here, which the 2020 model takes care of. However, I think that's like a huge miss. I just wish this had launch control. So our first stop for the trip, we made it out here to Old Tucson. It's near Tucson and it's old.
It looks old.
And yeah, we parked out the end of the parking lot in our loaner Lexus next to a Ferrari and dressed all bougie like we can actually afford one of these cars.
Joke's on you, we can't.
Before we continue on with the rest of the review, this is my favorite segment where I bring the car in my garage and we pop the hood and dig into the tech specs and the nerdy bits of a car that you don't really see in the average car review. Oh! Ha! Just when I was about to hate on Lexus, you can pop these 6 little plastic clips right here and this trim piece will pop off, exposing the hood scoop that is on the car. I don't really think it'll do much as far as ram air because it'll just kind of get water spots all over your pretty blue intake manifold, but hey, at least the option to remove it, make it functional is there. Under the hood of the Lexus RCF is Toyota's 2UR GSE. It is a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 that puts out 467 horsepower and 389 pound-feet of torque. It's sent to the ground through an ISN 8-speed automatic transmission, which normally I'm not a fan of a car like this, especially not being offered with manual transmission, but I have to give credit where it's due. The 8-speed auto in this thing is incredible, especially when it's in the Sport Plus setting and you move over to manual mode. Oh, it lets you know when it's grabbing a gear. It's violent when it shifts in a good way. It kind of reminded me when I drove the Hellcat Red Eye. It had a similar kind of aggressive like jolt every time it grabbed a gear with the automatic transmission that was in that, and it's good. I like it in this car. Now this does have a torque vectoring differential as part of the performance pack that comes with the carbon fiber roof, the carbon fiber active aero wing on the rear, which I just keep pushing the button to pop it up when I'm parked in parking lots because I'm a racer at heart. I don't know. It is a really pretty engine. I do like the metallic blue intake runners looking under the hood, but if you're gonna spend 80 grand on a car that has a carbon fiber roof and a carbon fiber active aero rear wing, why couldn't you at least put real carbon fiber on the engine plastic? The faux carbon fiber just isn't doing it for me. The question for you guys is the debate over what sounds better, this or a Coyote V8? I already know what the comment section is going to look like after that question.
Oh, the door's so heavy. Oh, God, that was way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we totally dressed appropriate for hiking in the middle of the desert. Like, this makes sense. There's hikers out here dressed appropriately to hike and probably looking at us like we're complete idiots, and it's well deserved. Oh, it's a lizard. Dude, right there.
Oh, that one's cute.
Oh, look at his little tail. So the way we came in here was Kinney Road. Here was the old Tucson area, and now we're going up Gates Pass.
Come on, let's go.
At least I got hiking heels on. Ha!
Okay, let me hold on for my life.
Out on a road in the middle of nowheres, and because it doesn't have launch control, I just gotta give it the beans. So ready? Go.
Let's get some beans.
Yeah. That's good. No one behind us. Time to test the brakes. Here goes. Brembo's gonna rip our faces off. Ready? Here goes.
Oh my God. Ow. Thank God for seatbelts.
Yep. The fun thing about having a large diameter rotor like this is we can just keep doing it over and over and over, and you won't have any heat build up in the brakes.
Yep.
So we're not gonna do that. Like, I don't want to complain about a car being too expensive because I can't afford it, because that's just like I'm not gonna be like that. But I feel like there's so many amazing cars that are out of the reach of so many people to afford, and that's why there's not as many people buying new cars nowadays. That, like, I would dream to have something like this. This is an amazing car, and out of all the cars in this kind of price point and class, even if this isn't the fastest of them, this would be at my top choice, just because, I mean, it's a Toyota at heart, and I don't feel like this car would be a nightmare when it's 30 years old. Oh, it sounds so good.
It does. I definitely can agree with that one.
Like, there's no way to do this car justice on a street review. Oh, you're so cute.
I'm actually kind of impressed that it has that big muscle car feel on the inside, but it looks sleek on the outside.
That's honestly like the best way to describe this car. This is like a Japanese muscle car. That is a good description of this car. It's a Japanese muscle car, even though Lexus is like a US division for Toyota, but whatever, it's a Japanese muscle car.
You're wrong. I definitely, even the interior feels like it would last that long.
Like, you look at Matt Farah, the Smoking Tires million-mile Lexus, which had the 1UZ FE V8, the older Lexus V8, and that thing made 1 million miles. Like, that's so crazy. And I just wonder if you had one of these, would this be able to do 1 million miles? It feels solid enough. Usually tech is the first thing when a car is like kind of over the top with the tech. I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be dated and kind of like tacky 5-10 years from now. But in here, I mean, you got a little Lexus mouse pad here to control your infotainment. I like it. Like, it's really easy to use. It kind of is a bummer for your passenger, because like for her sitting in the passenger seat, if she wants to control anything, it's really driver focused. So it makes it a little bit harder, but I don't know, it's like, it is kind of basic when you look at the HVAC controls.
which I actually personally like. Like some of the new tech that they have in here is you can sync your iPhone into the Lexus app, and then you can turn the car on. You can check your climate. You can change your climate control. You can do like all these things from your smartwatch and your smartphone, and it's absolutely the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is really cool. The only thing they missed out on is it doesn't have the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I don't see the need to have like an expensive tech package in a car as long as you have like the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto in it. And that's what I'm talking about. I just got it. I have it in Sport Plus right now, and the torque vectoring diff is in track mode, just normal driving, and I just barely touched the gas and it jerked both of us back. I mean, I am driving in 4-inch heels, but I mean, that still doesn't really affect it.
Very responsive.
Yeah. The one downside about doing this big loop around Tucson is it is already 5:30 in the evening. It took the entire day and we're only like 2/3 of the way around the city. So,
well, we did stop for food.
We did. We did. Might as well mention, we are now pulling up near Mount Lemon. Like, the exhaust is way too quiet on this thing. Like this, oh my god, if this thing had like headers and a long tube headers and a full exhaust, it would sound so good. So if you guys have never seen one of my car reviews before, I do what's called the bean score, and it's a rating of 1 to 5 beans based on the inertia you feel in your gut when you give it the beans. So the Lexus RCF is going to get a rating of 3 beans.
Tres. Uno, dos, tres.
I really like the RCF, and I definitely have to say, if it came down to choosing between a 2019 or just waiting and getting the 2020 model, I guess that would be depending on how much money you want to spend. I think the way I'd get a 2019 is if I planned on modifying it myself. The extra money you save on getting the 19, you could use that for modifying it, like some long tube headers, a full exhaust, supercharger, all kinds of other things that I think this car needs. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week with another. Bye.
Bye.